If you believe in what you're doing, then let nothing hold you up in your work. Much of the best work of the world has been done against seeming impossibilities. The thing is to get the work done. Dale Carnegie. Welcome to Session 2. In the previous session, we looked at what assertiveness really is, and we discussed some ways of preparing to bring assertiveness into your life and career. In this session, we'll look at specific tactics you can use for actually applying assertiveness in a variety of workplace situations. There are many techniques for implementing assertive behavior, but most are based on what can be called the three-part assertion message. First, describe and summarize the facts of the situation. Second, express your thoughts and feelings. Third, clearly state your wants and needs, and these hopefully will also include benefits to the other party. This three-part formula lets you express your concerns without being personally aggressive. The formula is simple, but using it can take practice and self-control. Let's look at an example of how the formula might play out in an actual conversation between two people in a business setting. Nicole is the owner of a website design company. Her clients often need to have the content of their websites changed on short notice. As new products or services become available, the clients want that information put online as soon as possible for the benefit of potential customers. Recently, Nicole has become concerned that one of the designers has not met the agreed-upon deadlines for completing projects. Needless to say, this has created some displeasure among Nicole's clients, so she decides to speak with the designer about the situation. Nicole will use the three-part formula we mentioned a moment ago. She begins by clearly and directly stating the facts. She says, "I recall our speaking about how long it would take you to turn around the work on this website assignment. We agreed that the whole job would take 10 working days, but now it's been 2 weeks and the job isn't finished." Notice that Nicole has not referred to anything except objective facts. She hasn't said anything about any worries or feelings or accusations. All that comes in the second part of the three-part assertion message. When there are delays like this, Nicole continues, it creates tension for the client, and that translates into stress for us. I get concerned, and I have to communicate that concern to you. With the third part of the formula, Nicole clarifies the changes that need to be made. She says, "I want to make it very clear that when we set a deadline for a piece of work, that deadline has to be met. When we've talked about how long you'll need for an assignment, I think you may have been setting unrealistic deadlines for yourself. Maybe you've done that because you think it will give me the impression that you're really a fast worker. But that's not what I'm going to be thinking about if the deadline is impossible to meet." So far, Nicole has been speaking only about the problem that needs to be solved and how solving that problem will benefit her and her company. But remember, whenever possible, in any assertive dialogue, it's important to include benefits for the person you're speaking with if that's at all possible. So here's how Nicole does this. She says, "In the future, when we talk about how long you'll need for an assignment, it'll be much better to give yourself a little more time than you think you'll need, rather than less. I'm sure that will make your life easier. When you complete the work in the time you've allotted, the client will be happy and so will I. And if you should happen to get the work done in less time than you've asked for, then everybody will be pleasantly surprised." As you listen to what Nicole says, you can see the differences between assertiveness and aggression. Even when Nicole talks about her feelings, the only feelings she mentions are work-related. She doesn't say, "You're deliberately trying to annoy me," or "I'm really angry about this." If she had said anything like that, it would have opened the door for the employee to start verbalizing his or her own emotional responses, or at least to start thinking about them. This could quickly have taken the whole conversation way off course. There's another aspect of this imaginary dialogue that's very important to bring up. Notice that the person who's being assertive here is the manager, not the subordinate. In thinking about assertiveness, we might assume that the person who needs this tool will always be the underdog, but supervisors need to be assertive too. Assertiveness is not really about power. It's about getting what you deserve based on who you are as a human being and as a participant in a business operation. Since managers have this right just as much as anyone else, assertiveness training is essential.